Hello students, welcome to Power Tutorials. So today we are going to discuss a small topic of science, that is what is electrolysis of water. So by the definition, if they ask, we can say that if when electricity is passed through water, that is ionic water, hydrogen and oxygen gases get emitted out. So one is important note to understand here, that is pure water doesn't conduct electricity. So by definition everyone says that water is a good conductor of electricity, but practically it's not the case, because pure water doesn't have any active ions in it. So if you pass current to pure water, distilled water, that doesn't conduct electricity. So to make water to get conductor of electricity, so current, we have to make it ionic. So ionic in sense we have to mix it either with salt, that is common salt of NaCl or any salt, or else we can also add small top of acid. So that is H2SO4 or HNO3, this type of acids if we add, then also it will become ionic, whereas pure water doesn't conduct electricity. So to perform this electrolysis of water, I am taking a beaker here. You can see there is a beaker, and inside I have kept water, and to make it ionized water, so I have added small salt, or if you also add small kind of at least dilute sulfuric acid or any nitric acid, anything, so that it will become ionized. So after water get ionized, in this beaker I am making two holes here, and with the help of small rubber kind of material I have taken here, and a graphite I have taken. To lead, you can also consider lead as or any carbon material, because we need to pass current through it. So to pass we need to have two electrodes. So here I am considering graphite here, and to that graphite I have attached a wire so that it is connecting with the switch as well as a battery. So once I connected with the switch, then what will happen? This ionized water is now become a good conductor of electricity. So the current will pass from positive, it will go to this electrode, passes through the ionized water, and the same ionized water will connect to here, and from this graphite it will go back, and the switch is completed and the circuit is completed. So current will go like this to this water, it is already connected, so it will go to this electrode and come back. So this is a continuous flow of current here. So what we need to consider here? So we have two electrodes here. One is positive, that is another one is negative. The positive electrode we call it as anode, and the negative electrode we call it as cathode. So what is happening when we pass current through the ionized water? So what are the hydrogen molecules? That is, water contains hydrogen and oxygen. So hydrogen are nothing but the positive ions, and oxygen are the combination which we get separated, that is from OH minus ions we get oxygen as well. So the OH minus ion of the oxygen is negative charged, so those will get attracted to positive electrode, whereas hydrogen is positive ion, so it attracts to the negative electrode, because always in universe it is opposite, that is positive will attract to negative, negative will attract to positive. The same way here hydrogen is a positive ion, so it is attracting to the negative electrode, that is here, whereas oxygen is a negative ion, so it attracts to the positive electrode, that is anode. So in this test tube, so okay, after taking graphite I have taken two test tubes as well, and I have kept it in inverted position like this, such that if any gas is emitted it will store in those test tubes. So I have just passed the electricity now, so it is passing, current is present in this water, it is connecting the same way. You can also see that the same circuit is getting closed from cathode, and it is closed. So after some time we can see the small gas bubbles, or at least you can see some kind of gas is present in both the test tubes. But as I mentioned, at anode it is oxygen, whereas cathode it is hydrogen. How we can test it? So if you take this test tubes outside with carefully, and hydrogen can be tested using pop test. Pop test is nothing but, if you take a kind of soap bubbles, or at least a candle also if you keep to the hydrogen gas test tube, what will happen is you will get a pop sound, because it will burn it. At the same way for oxygen, you can take same candle test. So what will happen if you pass oxygen to a burning candle? The flame will get more higher. Why? Oxygen increases heat, or even the flame which is present in the candle will get increased. So if any gas is passed through flame and the flame quantity is getting increased, and we can consider it as oxygen is present. The same way, if the flame stops, or at least pops out, or if any water bubble is passed to the test tube and they get blasted and using a pop, so that kind of testing is happening, then it is called hydrogen gas is emitted for the pop test. Whereas if you keep a burning candle near to this test tube, and if you see that the heat suddenly get increased, so there's such kind of reaction happens only if oxygen is present. So we can say that oxygen is present. So the total electrolysis process is that if any current is passed through ionized water, hydrogen and oxygen gases gets emptied out. So that thing, but it is a decomposition reaction where one element or reactant, it is getting decomposed to two or more elements. Here it is two elements, that is hydrogen and oxygen. So if you have any doubts regarding this experiment, kindly let me know so that also I elaborate more.